everyone, how is it going? It is your pal, Sal here. Welcome back to my channel, and more importantly, welcome back to our Katy Perry discography journey. Today, we are tackling, it's kind of weird to contextualize this, but it's her second studio album, but it's also in a sense her first. So it's her second studio album as in Katy Perry, the person, human being, whatever. However, this is in a sense what most people consider her first album, because this is when Katy Hudson became Katy Perry, her new stage name to be a pop goddess singer. You get the drift there. So in a sense, first album, second album, but you get the drift. And this album is called One of the Boys, and it was released on June 17th of 2008 and charted on the Billboard 200 at number 9. So I'm actually very excited to get to this because, you know, last week when we were tackling, you know, Jesus and all that, cool, whatever, but, you know, this is what we all want. So I'm excited to go here because there's a lot of songs on this album that I know, but I've never had the chance to sit down and listen to this album. So there were 4 singles from this album. In a sense, 5. We'll get there in a second. But the 4 singles were I Kissed a Girl, which charted at number 1, Hot and Cold, which charted at number 3, Thinking of You, which charted at number 29, and Waking Up in Vegas, which charted at number... Oh, wait, I messed up. Thinking of You charted at number 29, and Waking Up in Vegas charted at number 9. So you get the drift there. And there was also a promo single that came out before this album was released, which was of You're So Gay. And I'm not sure if I've listened to You're So Gay before, but I've heard of it. You know what I mean? But as we all know, between the years when Katy Perry was, you know, Katy Hudson and this, from what I gather is that she was, the poor gal, because I talked about this before, that I watched the Teenage Part of Me, the documentary movie. She just went through a lot, like, in these years, like, trying to get her music there, and then somewhere along the way, she abandoned the whole religious thing and all that there, so eventually it all came out to become this album, One of the Boys, and again, I'm really excited, because again, there's a lot of songs I know here. I'm going to wait till we get to each one to talk about each certain song, but I remember a lot of these. And the other thing that I want to say is that just to contextualize, like, to where I was when this album came out, so it came out again in June 17th of 2008. So for me, that would have been in between when I was in 5th grade and 6th grade. And I remember that summer of seeing one of the music videos for one of these songs, but we'll tackle that when we get to it, because now we're going to get started with the album. I couldn't be more excited to finally do this. So out of all this album, so what, 4? So there's 4, possibly 5, I know. So that's not bad. So here we go. We're going to get started with track number 1, which is the title track, One of the Boys. So here it is. Katy Hudson is gone, and now we are officially with Katy Perry. Here we go. Oh, a little scat.
I can belch the alphabet, just double dare me, and I chose guitar. You look at me, it's kinda like a little sister.
Okay.
I don't wanna be one of your guys. Just give me a chance to prove to you tonight that I just wanna be one of the girls. Sleeping a poster dream, not one of the
Nice. I like that.
I wanna be a flower, not a dirty weed. I wanna smell.
Okay, so that was One of the Boys, the opening track of the album. And I gotta say, I liked it. I didn't love it. But the one thing I found really interesting was that, you know, when I heard this title, you know, that it's called One of the Boys. So I kind of just took it as like, Katy Perry's one of the boys. She doesn't give a shit, you know what I mean? But realistically, this song is pretty self-explanatory. She doesn't want to be one of the boys. She wants to be this guy's his little boo thing. She I forgot what the thing was. Is like she said she wanted to smell like a rose, not like a leaf or something. I don't know, but I liked that. So lyrically, I thought it was really interesting. I like her little da-da-do, her little scatting in there. It's interesting to hear how much better her technique has gotten since the first Katy Hudson. It's interesting to see like just how different her voice sounds now. I would argue that this this is iconic, this way she's singing, but it's not the most healthy thing. So I'm assuming now she just has a better way of getting it all out there. But it's interesting. But other than that, I didn't love the song all that much. I mean, I liked it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I liked it, but I will put a like next to it because it does have a nice and a certain je ne sais quoi to it. But in terms of like favorites, yeah, it's okay, But I'm excited to hear where we're going from here. Oh, this is also what I wanted to say, is that doing recently my Miley Cyrus and Kelly Clarkson's discography, doing those journeys, I learned about a lot of songs that were originally written and intended for Miss Katy Perry, such as Miley Cyrus's, Breakout, or Kelly Clarkson's I Do Not Hook Up and Long Shot. This song right here kind of reminded me a little bit of Breakout. I could have seen that Katy was probably like, which one do I pick? Do I give this one to Miley, or, vice versa? But I hear it. I very much hear it, but it is what it is. Track number 2, we have an iconic #1 hit, I Kissed a Girl.
This was never the way I planned, not my intention. I'm curious for you, caught my attention.
Let's go!
I kissed a girl, I liked it, the taste of her cherry chapstick. I kissed a girl just to try it. I hope my boyfriend don't mind it. It felt so wrong, it felt so right. Don't mean to interrupt tonight. I kissed a girl, I liked it. I liked it.
It's been a long time since I feel like I've listened to this song in full. Wow, it never disappoints. So, what can I say about I Kissed a Girl that hasn't already been said? Iconic, amazing. I love it. How can you not love it? So I think I'm just going to focus on just this little story. I remember the first time I saw the video for this. I was, so again, I was in between, 5th grade and 6th grade. And that summer, I was at the, a babysitter's house, like me and my sister, we had to go to this one place, and they had an older daughter who was, I think, just about to go into high school. Yeah, and I'll never forget, there was one day, I don't know what led up to it, but she showed me and my sister oh, sorry, my notes just fell, the video for I Kissed a Girl, and I remember thinking that it was the most scandalous thing I'd ever seen, that, a girl, because, keep in mind, I just left, I was in between, I was leaving a Catholic school and going into public school, so I didn't know really about, like, gays and lesbians, and, here we are today, but I remember I was like, that's like, how can you be a girl and kiss a girl? But I also thought the song was so good that I was like, well, it doesn't matter because anybody could sing it, and I was just like, oh my god. So that's like, I haven't seen the video in a while, I'm probably gonna watch that after this, but I mean, iconic, and come on, man, iconic. Track number 3, Waking Up in Vegas. Here we go.
I lost my fake ID.
Oh, the fake ID.
But you lost the motel key. Shut up and put your money where your mouth is. That's what you get for waking up in Vegas. Get up and shake the glitter off your clothes now. That's what you get for waking up in Vegas. Why are these lights so bright?
You're hungover, baby. Okay, that was Waking Up in Vegas, and again, this wasn't, as I said before, that me and pop music weren't really a thing, back at least until like early 2012, so I don't remember if I had heard this when it came out. I'm sure I had heard it on the radio, but I remember like loving it like a few years maybe like, after the fact, but Waking Up in Vegas is just a bop. I think I was watching a TikTok recently, and it was like Reiki, I don't know, it was like, like bop or flop, where you move in between the two things, and someone put this one as a flop, and I was like, Waking Up in Vegas is a bop, so don't even try me. I like Waking Up in Vegas. It makes me want to go back to Vegas, when, life gets back to normal a little bit. I haven't been to Vegas. Last time I was there, when was it? It was 2017. I saw the Reba Brooks and Dunn concert live in Las Vegas, and before that I had seen Miss Celine Dion right here. Celine Dion in Vegas, so I love Vegas. And now that, like, you know, just with the new artists that I love, I would hope one day I get the chance to see The Experience in Las Vegas, you know, for Miss Christina. But, you know, if Katy ever does a Vegas residency, I'll be there if I can afford it. But, you know, nonetheless, we love it. And this is, imagine if she did have a Vegas residency and this is what it opened with. It could happen. It could happen. Track number 4, another song I do know. I'll explain this one actually towards the, you know, when we finish it, but this is Thinking of You. Here we go.
Compare lessons are, 'cause when I'm with him, I am thinking of you, thinking of you, what you would do if you were the one who was spending the night. I wish that I was looking into your eyes.
Thinking of You is just such a beautiful song. I mean, we've all been there when you're with, and it does, again, you know, I like to say this, it doesn't necessarily have to be about a significant other, but when I think about it is that I had a couple of friends, I still do, from college, and I also had friends back here at home who are not my friends anymore because they're horrible human beings. But I'll never forget when I would hang out with the friends that I have here, I would always think about how I just wish I could be with my friends from college. So, and now they're the only friends I have, so it all works out in the end. But, and it's also funny I mentioned the people from college. So the reason why I learned this song, I didn't know this song until 2019. As I've said this a couple times on this channel, but I went to school for musical theater. I have a BFA in musical theater. And when it was during my last semester of school, we took a class called Rock the Audition. So it's like where you learned how to do, you know, pop contemporary songs, you know, in a audition setting for, you know, musical theater. And I think the one week it was like modern day pop or whatever. And my friend Caitlin ended up picking this song for her audition cut. And then she was just telling us about how much she loved this song. And then I was like, okay, well now I really like this song. And then she sang it and it was great. And then because of her, I know this song. And I also know because of her, I like saw a couple of, I think I saw, there's a video for this. And I know I would have seen it then. And then a few of other Katy's videos. Because she likes Katy Perry. And there was one more thing. And it's escaping my mind right. Oh, and then as I said before, I watched again, I always confuse the name. Pardon Me, the Katy Perry, you know, the movie. And there's a footage of her from like 2006, like in some like little bar singing this song on her guitar. And I was shocked. I was like, I didn't know it was that, you know, far back. But it's a beautiful song and I do enjoy hearing it. Track number 5, Mannequin. I like that title and I don't know it, so here we go.
How do I get closer to you when you keep it all on mute?
Okay. I like this
Usually
vibe.
the queen of figuring out wood, hoping there's a real boy inside.
Aw.
'Cause you're not a man, you're just a mannequin.
Oh.
I wish you could feel that my love is real, but you're not a man. If the past is the problem, our future could solve them, baby.
I love how soft her voice got here. I thought that was cute.
I could.
Okay, that was Mannequin. I didn't love it. I liked it lyrically. Lyrically, I thought it was really fun because she's just talking about this guy who she wants a man, but this guy might as well be a mannequin because he's incapable of any type of feeling or anything. And it's kind of like, I get that. The way it was produced and the structure of it, I wasn't in love with. The verses I really did like, but the chorus, I felt like it was going to get bigger and then it didn't. And I was like, I don't know if I'm in love with that. Word-wise, you know, fun, really cool. And I feel that maybe after a few listens, you know, going through the album again after this, I'll learn to like it more. But as it stands for right here, right now, it's not even like it's a no-no for me, but I was just kind of like, you know, give me a little time. I'm not going to put a like next to it because you're not a man. You're just, no, not right now, but someone comment in like 2 weeks and then we'll talk, okay? So we'll leave it there. Track number 6, the promo single, You're So Gay, which I think was written about me. No, I'm lying, it wasn't. But this is You're So Gay. if I've heard this before, you know? Because I knew the name. I knew it.
I hope you hang yourself with your H&M scarf. We're getting off listening to Mozart. You bet you knew about LA, wishing you were in the rain, waiting. Have me. You're so gay and you don't even like boys. No, you don't even like. No, you don't even like. No, you don't even like boys. You're so gay and you don't even like boys. So sad, maybe you should buy a Happy Meal. You're so skinny, you should really supersize the deal. Secretly, you're so amused that nobody understands you.
Oh, I like what's happening in the production here. A little more scat. Love scat now in this album.
You're so you walk around like you're oh so debonair. You pull them down and there's really nothing there. No, you don't even like. No, you don't even like.
Wow.
No, you're so gay and you don't even like boys. No, you don't even like. No, you don't even like. Penis.
Wait, did she say penis? I thought she said piss. Wait, hang on. Hang on.
Penis.
Wow, she does say penis. Okay. That was You're So Gay, and I have to say, I'm so gay, and I stand that. So what I was trying to gather with this song, I was like, okay, now, back in the day, well, people still use it today, but I think this was a little more popular back in the day. People, like, if something was bad or, like, they didn't like it, they'd be like, oh, that's so gay. You know what I mean? Like, back in the day. So I don't know if she's necessarily using the gay term as, like, that, like, you're so gay, because then she goes, then you don't, so I don't think it's being used in a bad way. I kind of like it, because what I'm wondering is like, is this guy that she's talking to, I don't know if she's romantic, I don't think, it doesn't seem like she's romantically interested in him, but he's so gay, and he doesn't even like boys, but does he like boys? That's the real question, is he lying to himself, to her? You know what, I really loved just how wordy this was, and it's so funny, going from Katie Hudson to, now, like, the times have changed, and yours, I feel, so the one thing I was trying to remember, I was like, I know my friend Caitlin, who I mentioned before, she likes this song, but I think the only lyrics I've ever heard uttered from her mouth of this are the, you're so gay, and that's all I remember. So this is most likely my first time listening to this one, because I did not remember it, but, I stand. I think it's funny. I I had a fun time listening to it. I mean, I've known a person in my life who could not have been more gayer, and he was like, I don't even like boys, and I learned very quickly that was not true, but it is what it is. And so I stand, You're So Gay. I really did like this one. Track number 7 is a number 3 hit. We love it. We stand it. This is Hot and Cold.
You change your mind like a girl changes clothes. Yeah, you PMS like a bitch. I would know.
Here we go.
'Cause you're hot and you're cold. You're yes then you're no. You're in then you're out. You're up then you're down. You're wrong when it's right. It's black and it's white. We fight, we break up. We kiss, we make love. You don't really wanna stay, no. You don't really wanna go. Hot then you're cold. You're yes then you're no. You're in then you're out. You're up then you're down.
Okay. Wow. It's funny to me that Hot and Cold was only a number 3 hit and I Kissed a Girl was number 1, because I remember hearing Hot and Cold a lot more than I remember hearing I Kissed a Girl. But that's just like, it's just, old memory, you know what it is. But Hot and Cold is just a bop. I mean, we've all been there. We all know a person who's hot and cold, and you're like, what the hell? Like, dude, like, come on. I mean, this song is so good. I'll never forget, I think because the radio edit, I don't remember if they bleep out or if they change it like to like where it's like a bitch, I would know. And then I think in like some versions like it's like a girl. I forgot. I'm not really sure. But I'll never forget the first time I heard her do like say bitch, and I was like, scandalous. Yeah, this is iconic, and obviously put a like next to it because it's hot and cold. I mean, it's that bitch. Track number 8 has a title that I really, really like. It's called If You Can Afford Me. So let's see if he can or if he can't.
Cherry on top, the pick of the pack, the creme de la crop. If you want
Creme
me,
de la
you
crop.
better do better than that tonight. More than a drink,
I like
more
this.
than you think.
I like
If you
this.
want me, you're gonna have to break the bank tonight. If you wanna ride, just name your price. Don't play cheap with your heart. Don't make a bet if you can't write the check for me, 'cause I can be bought, but you pay the cost. If you can't afford me tonight,
Oh
if you
no.
want me.
So again, Katy is really good at playing on words because when you hear a title like "If You Can't Afford Me," you kind of think that this song is going to be like shallow, like I'm a material girl living in a material world. Which don't get me wrong, I feel that that's probably more accurate to who I am. But this one is like when she's talking about afford her, is that you have to afford, like the only way you're going to get her is with your heart, with your love, and you're like, aw, that's cute. I'm kind of shocked that this was not released as a single because it has a lot of potential. I mean, it would have done better than, I don't know. I think it would have done better than Thinking of You. But I'm kind of shocked. This was a really beautiful song. Very fun, bouncy, and joyful. And this is one that I'll definitely be excited to listen to again. Track number 9, Lost. Oh, I like these sounds. Oh. We're getting more Katy and guitar. Love that.
Girls banging on the door. So many new fair weather friends.
Oh, I was not expecting that. Aww.
Caught in this town, pulling me down.
I feel that. Okay, that was Lost, and I have to say this one was actually a rather interesting piece, so I'm going to put a like next to it because I did enjoy it. I feel that I've heard this topic tackled better before, but I did enjoy Katy's version of it, because what I was thinking of is that she's talking about how she's surrounded by people that, you know, she loves, she knows where she is, but she feels so lost. And I was like, I wonder if this is like kind of reflective of like, you know, the Katy Hudson days, like, you know, doing this Jesus-y stuff, and clearly at some point she was like, this isn't working for me. And knowing that that was like her only, because I forget like what her parents are, but let's just say that her parents are like really, really religious. And I wonder if this is just reflective of that, like, you know, being stuck in that cycle of, you know, it is what it is. But that was actually really pretty. I like some of the production choices on it. Her vocals were very honest, very true, and this is one that I would listen to again. Track number 10 is called Self-Inflicted, so let's hear it.
Remember when I dove into the crowd and I got a bloody knee under my skin, a mark from wiping out. If I choose, these wounds are self-inflicted. One more thing I'm addicted to.
Like that.
With each I can't stop.
Okay, that was Self-inflicted, and I have to say, this is another interesting wordplay she's doing here. So she begins the song by talking about how, she scraped her knee, how she's, broken a bone or whatever, and those are all self-inflicted because, since she did them to herself, she tripped, she fell, you get the drift there. But now she's with this guy, and basically what I was getting is that this guy is probably not the best, thing for her. But she's gonna go with it anyway, and this is just honestly another wound that she's self-inflicting on herself. But she's kind of celebrating in that, and I don't know whether I love that or I'm okay to it. But I thought it was fun to kind of look at it from that aspect. Like, this is self-inflicted. It's fine. I'm going down in flames. I'm cool. It's all fun. It's a nice time. So I did like it. I don't think it's gonna be go down as one of my favorites. But I think that the wordplay and the production were enough to make me put a like next to it and give it a well, it's not like I'm not going to re-listen to any of these, but I will for sure with this one. Track number 11, I'm Still Breathing, which I am too and she is, so here we go.
I'm still breathing, but we both we're going down for sure.
Again, lyrically, I'm picking up what she's putting down here, is that she's gone through a lot, again, with church, Katie Hudson, you get the drift there. She's still breathing. She's gone through it. She's beat it all. But as a song, I just was really kind of uninterested in this one, after a little bit. It didn't really do much for me. I was like, I get it. Not in a bad way, but I'm not going to put a like next to it because I really I don't know, it didn't really do much for me. Track number 12, the final track of the standard edition of the album, is called Fingerprints, so here we go.
Voted most likely to end up on the back of a milk box drink. Looks like I'm letting them down.
Vocally, this is weird. She sounds a little younger on this track than she has in some of the other ones. I don't know.
'Cause 7.75 isn't worth an hour of my hard working time when you can't afford half the shit they advertise.
Oh, I feel this. Wait, hang on.
And then they're sitting on the sidelines watching it pass me by. I'm living here my legacy. I gotta make my mark. I gotta run it hard. I want you to remember me. I'm leaving my fingerprints. I'm leaving my fingerprints. Don't give up.
Okay, that was the final track, Fingerprints, and I have to say, I really liked it. I feel that it's very similar to the opening in that it reminds me of something that I feel like she could have given to Miley or Kelly or something like that. But I really did like it as a closer. It's kind of very, it's reflective of the first song, where just in the sound, and I feel like it's a good ending to the album. I like the idea that she's going to put, after this album, she kind of put her little fingerprint on you after you listen to it, because you remember it. You're not going to forget this. We'll talk about it a little more of the album when we fully finish it, but I feel like I heard it. I feel that she's a part of it. She's a part of me. And I did enjoy Fingerprints. I thought it was really cute and a fun closer. Okay, so Fingerprints is where the standard edition ends, and there are a bunch of different editions of this album that include, remixes, bonus tracks. So we're just focusing on the two because these are the two only new tracks. There's also, this one is popular with a lot of them too. There's a rock remix of "I Kissed a Girl," but we already know it, so no point in that. So we're gonna go now with track number 13, which is called "I Think I'm Ready." So let's see if she is.
You were such a surprise, an unexpected gift. Said I was pretty, and I believed it. Now, my mother always told me that you'd show up one day. So scared to feel this way, but
This was actually this was an interesting little song. It reminded me a lot of What Makes a Woman from Smile, because it's really short and you feel like it's gonna build up or go somewhere, and it really doesn't. But it leaves you with it just leaves you with a little something. And What I think I was getting is that she was talking, at first I was like, she's ready to be a mature adult woman, and I was like, okay, cool. But then I was like, is she talking about like getting married or whatnot? I was like, this seems like a little early for that, but uh, okay, she's ready. I don't know if I love this one though. Maybe it just might be a case of like what, because like that's what I was gonna say. What makes a woman? I didn't really love it at first when it came out, and then after a while I was like, okay, I'm grooving with it. So I'm not gonna put a like next to this one right now because I think I need more time. But other than that, it was interesting. Track number 14, the final track, A Cup of Coffee. And it's funny, I got myself, well, it's not a cup per se, but it's a cup, but not like a mug, but a cup of coffee. Got my little coffee here, so let's do it, a cup of coffee. Hang on, I'm liking this. This is really pretty. I like how this sounds. Okay, one of the things I really enjoyed about A Cup of Coffee was its vibe. I was really getting this chill sense. I loved how it sounded. This was the first one where I was more into the production than I think I was a little more into the lyrics. I just loved, I loved this, it's sonically, so I'm gonna put hang on, I gotta put a like next to this. I'm gonna need a little more time to analyze what I think it's about, because I feel like I was getting something and then I thought I heard something and I was like, wait, I'm confused. But what I thought it was about is like, she's with this guy, and then I guess he was saying like, we're through, and he's like, you want to, or like, you want to get a cup of coffee? But then I was like, wait, no, or she's saying that he, because we casually say we're gonna get a cup of coffee, so did he casually say like we're over? I don't know. I need more time with this one, but I did like it with its vibe, so there's that, and I'm gonna listen to this one again because I was feeling it. Okay, guys, this completes Katy Perry's album, One of the Boys. And I gotta say, this was a rather interesting listen because, I knew all the singles going into it, so listening to the full album was actually, like, it was kind of bizarre. So I have to say, on a whole, I don't think I really loved this as an album. I found that there were some songs that I genuinely enjoyed, but nothing that I was like, oh my god, I cannot believe that I'd never heard this before. Which is okay, because, at the end of the day, with the album that's coming up next, which is, Teenage Dream, and the songs I know of that, I feel like I really do feel like that's going to be the one for me. With this album coming out in 2008, it's still got like that pop rock like type of vibe, which I don't dislike, so don't get me wrong there, but I kind of like it when we go fully pop. So out of the songs I didn't know out of this album, I have to say my favorites were One of the Boys, You're So Gay, If You Can Afford Me, Lost, Self-Inflicted, Fingerprints, and A Cup of Coffee. I really did enjoy these songs a lot. Nothing really was like, oh my god, to me. Like, I'm like, even though I do think If You Can Afford Me would have made a nice single, I don't think it was robbed, per se. I would have liked to have seen it, but, I mean, the right ones were chosen. And, it's really interesting listening to this and, knowing, like, where she was headed from here. But as an album, I wouldn't say this album left me cold, but what I did like about listening to is that you definitely got a hint of her personality, and you got a hint of, like, her clever song, like, writing. It's cheeky, but she gets even cheekier as we as we go along the ride. But as a whole, I don't think again, this was not my favorite body of work I've heard, but it was nice to finally take the time to listen to it, and with a few repeat listens, we'll see where it lands in my heart and in my head. But I really did enjoy it. And one of the other things that I want to say that was very aware, just when you look at some of the info, is that, as we all know, from like 2001 to like 2008 when this came out, Katy Perry wrote a shit ton of songs, like just so much, just trying to get out there. And this was the first product, and it does feel a tad disjointed when you know that there's like just like all these songs from like all these different points and everything. That's why I think I'm a little more excited to get to Teenage Dream. But again, I'm really happy I took the time to go through and listen to this. I think again my favorite two would probably have to be If You Can Afford Me and You're So Gay, and A Cup of Coffee. I really did like that. I need more time to know what A Cup of Coffee is really about, but one day I'll get there. And that's all that matters. So what do you guys think of one of the boys? Let me know in the comments below. As always, do not forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at Salvador J. Rocha, Twitter at Sal Says Stuff. I will see you next weekend when we tackle Teenage Dream. In the midst of all this, I'm also doing my share discography journey. Those videos go live every Wednesday, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, please comment. I always want to know what you guys think. So thank you guys so much for watching. I usually end on a pun, and if you are watching this video, you're probably so gay. So thank you so much for watching. Bye.